Okay, guys, welcome to FN Podcast, where we explore topics that matter, from mental health to personal growth and everything in between. I'm your host, Joyce C.
It is be your boy Monk V.
And today we're going to be addressing a deeply important and sensitive subject: relationship abuse.
Yeah. And then for
Whether
those
it's
that don't know,
physical, emotional,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I was
So
just
whether
about
it's
to say it, but you
physical,
said
emotional, okay, you could take the lead.
nah,
So I'm
nigga,
gonna
you
just
taking the lead, man. You womans,
I'm
nigga.
taking the lead.
You
Okay. So
womans.
whether it's okay. So whether it's physical, emotional, or verbal, relationship abuse affects millions of people, often in silence. In this episode, we will be discussing how to recognize the signs of abuse, why it's hard to leave, and how we can support ourselves and others through our healing process.
Yes, yes.
If you are if you are someone you know is abusive, if it's in a abusive relationship, please know that you are not alone and there is always help. So let's dive into this difficult and crucial conversation.
So what's up, Joyce? Talk to me. What so as far as the topic at hand, right? As far as like abuse, and again, abuse doesn't have to be, they say, physical, doesn't have
Physical.
to be
Mhm.
emotional. It could be any kind of abuse. And this is when we're talking about relationship abuse, we're not talking about like you being with a male, like your actual partner. It could be friendships, it could be even with like family. Relationship is anything that
Right.
you have with somebody that you came in contact with. So yeah, continue.
Right. So I used to do this I used to work with Safe Horizon. We used to call this the RAP program. And when we were in high school, we actually went around presenting about relationship abuse. And the thing about that is that some people don't know they're being abused.
Mm-hmm.
They think that this is something that's considered love. They don't they view it as tough love, as most of us call it. But in order for you to know that you're being abused, you have to know what kinds of abuse there are. I have a couple of forms of abuse that most of us don't know that it's type of abuse. All we know and we are familiar with is that it's physical.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people can't identify what kind is abuse. Some just say, okay, it's just physical because you abused me because you hit me.
Mm-hmm.
So there's most likely the first type of abuse is physical abuse. um, like I
And
said, it's including
like
hitting, slapping.
that's usually like the
hmm
most common, no? Or
Most common. Um, Believe it or not, now with nowadays, it has changed. Most people are being emotionally abused, and
mm-hmm.
that is affecting everyone's mental health now.
It is.
Third abuse will be considered verbal abuse. Uh, then it's sexual abuse,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's financial abuse.
Mm.
So those are the five type of abuse in relationships.
So which abuse do you feel like we should tackle on first? Because I kind of want to talk about each and every single form of abuse. So which one would you like to start with? And let's tackle that. And we could give an audience a perspective from our ends of what that are things that we encounter with when it comes to that kind of abuse.
Of course. I would like to start with the financial abuse.
Mm,
Um,
a lot of broke
when
niggas, man.
we are
Shit is not cool, man. Niggas is out here wanting
we are
to
gonna
keep up with the Joneses and being fucked up in the pockets. Not cool, man. Not cool.
so financially abuse financial abuse can happen to anybody, and it doesn't have to be your boyfriend financially abusing you. It could be your mom financially abusing you, it could be your brother financially abusing you, and it could be so forth, and whoever is taking advantage, or as they say, control. Because when you think about abuse, you think about the word control. You're controlling someone's financials, uh resources. So
Mm-hmm.
um that is where I want to touch, because a lot of people, believe it or not, don't know that they're being financially abused. They just think that I'm helping you control or helping you with your financially financial situation, and it's not really that. There's people that for example, open people's credit cards without their authorization. That's a type of abuse,
That's
and
an
it's
abuse.
also
And after paying
that's
Klarna, nigga, after playing Klarna, fucking the firm, that shit is
right.
financial abuse. You mean to tell me you want to pay for a bag 36 months, nigga? That is slave financial
That is
slavery.
OD.
See that? Yeah, I
That
want to
is
get that. I only gonna put
OD.
$15 down, so you know they won't fuck. They won't fuck up my credit. No, that shit is fucking abuse. Thank you, Joyce. Continue.
They're controlling your assets of everything. I personally think that having Klarna and ZipPay, it sounds good at first, but they're really ripping some of us off.
They are. They are. And now they
They
got this
ripping
new
us
thing
off.
called earning or the shit with Chime where they give you like they give you some of your paycheck earlier than expected. Like you get
Oh
700 up
no,
to
you get paid.
750.
You get paid on Wednesday. You get paid on Wednesday. Um, uh, I had it. I just wanted to see because sometimes when my coworkers used to get paid on Friday, I used to be like cha-ching on Wednesday.
Yeah. To stun on
It's good,
niggas.
but
Round of
then
applause for you stunting, man.
right,
I got
right,
paid, bitch. What about you?
right,
Broke
right.
ass nigga, you gotta wait till Friday? Ha. But yeah, like
So what's the next abuse that you would like to touch base on, Mon-?
I the next abuse I like to, and this is more a little more serious to me. The financial
Mhm.
abuse. If listen, y'all, put the camera on me. If you want to be broke, that is your choice. That is nobody else's fault but yours, my nigga. You want to be broke, that is on you. Why? It's like they let me hit the story time button, right? It's like fucking dating like a bad Spanish bitch, right? And you only chase Spanish bitches all day, and you get the same result. You can't blame the Spanish bitches at this point. You can only blame you. So do better. Do better. As a matter of fact, if you want your circumstances to change, start looking into other options. That's like a
Mhm.
nigga, right? That always go broke and get a little money and then be like, I'm used to getting broke, so I'm gonna continue to spend this money on shit that I don't need. That's a you problem. The way to change it is by nigga, save your money. Save your money, man. Save your money, man.
Right. Bravo, bravo.
The fuck? But honestly though, the one that I really want to speak about is emotional abuse. And the reason I say that is it happens a lot in our community with especially minorities where they feel like they can't be able to be vulnerable because of things that were said to them in the past. And it makes them feel like they can't do anything because there's so much like trauma that people don't like to speak about or they don't like to move forward from.
Right.
Emotional abuse could carry from when you're a child to an adult. And some people just don't know how to deal with that. They just try to cope with it with alcohol or or whatever
Mhm.
is possible to make them forget about the shit that happened in the past. It's okay to talk to somebody. And again, emotional abuse comes from the people that you most love, like your family members, your friends, your your significant other. Not so much, but depends on how. But it does happen as well with them because of how they was raised. So they put their traumas onto somebody else, and it could be a lot for somebody to deal with. You know,
Right.
which fucking sucks. But seek some help, man. Like it's okay to speak to like especially men. It's okay to get around with your partners and just chop it up about life and you know make it makes like
Mhm.
men's circles. They need to be more men's circles in the black community, like what they do on the shop. You know.
Right, right. And I totally agree with you. In our community, a lot of people uh think differently. And I guess this has to do with most likely the acceptance and our past generation having us think that it's not okay to cry, like men are not allowed to cry, or women are not allowed to do this and do that. You're supposed to be doing this. So it plays a big part of how society views and hmm, portray, look at our emotional situation. Believe it or not, I guess our community don't take our emotional state very seriously.
Yeah, because it's like they think they're gonna find comfort in what others do or going on social media and seeing certain things that's going to comfort their emotional abuse, but that's not that, and that's just with any abuse overall, whether it's the financial abuse, emotional abuse. I
Right.
said the abuse. My fucking English sucks ass. Emotional abuse, financial abuse, physical abuse. You don't run to social media to solve your problems. Well, find someone to talk to. Actually, be able to take it one step at a time. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed. If you want to get away from the burden of these abuses, be able to reach out to be like, yo, I have a problem and talk about it so you could be able to let the burden off your shoulders, you know?
Right.
But
You're absolutely right.
our community is fucked up. And I'm just saying, and it's not just our community. It's not a black thing. It's not a Hispanic thing. It's not, it's a Jew thing, white thing, Arabian. Everybody goes through it when it comes to abuse. I'll give you a perfect example, right? So just
Mhm.
like you know how we're first American born, right? From Honduras and
Right.
shit. And you ever heard your mom always tell you like, "Yo, I brung you out here to be the best person you could possibly be. I want you to be the first one to do this, this, and that." And that could be a burden because there's a lot of pressure, you know. But they don't know
Right.
like
Right.
the obstacles of what it is to actually live out here because they from over there type shit. Like I get it. You
Right.
went to school with no shoes. I granted, I understand that, but imagine, and I can respect that 100%. But imagine you going to school with fucked up shoes and everybody clowning you about that. I'd
Right.
rather go to
Right.
school like I'd rather go to Honduras and walk around with no shoes because everybody's gonna be equal to me. We all
Right.
walk into school
Right.
with no shoes and one notebook that we have to use for 6 years. You feel me? Like I'd rather that.
Yeah, I've heard it all before too with my parents.
Mhm.
It's just you know, me I'm the oldest out of four children. So
Right.
I've heard it all before, where it was times where it's like, damn, yeah, I don't know how hard it is to actually be living. You might just tell us to avoid certain things or just compare the situation sometimes to make it look like you had it worse. But honestly, you are not in my shoes in this time of year or this time of age. You know what I'm saying? We everything is different.
Mhm.
And that's what some of our parents don't understand, that everything has changed and we are growing into a whole different kind of generation, different people. Everybody has a different mindset.
Mhm.
So when I used to hear my parents like, "Oh, you don't know about life. I've lived it." No, you didn't. You didn't live. You don't go to high school, in New York. You went to
Mhm.
Honduras. You climbed, you know,
The
mountains
montañas,
to
the
get up to your
mountains to get to
school.
school.
I'm saying it. So
Barefooted,
it
nigga.
is different. It is different. So I get what you're saying, when it comes to that. It's a whole different kind of meaning. And I wish our parents would just be a little more open minded about certain things and how they say it. So,
Mm.
that's the next kind of abuse that I want to touch is the verbal abuse, because it's not what you say, it's
Nigga.
how you
It's
say
how you
it.
say it. Yep.
That's I go very big on that, because everyone has their form of tone of voice, and I'm very big on that.
Right.
So if you say a certain thing and then it sounds elevated for me to get gangster back at you, then we're gonna be going back and forth. Now, if your tone of voice say something different, then I'm gonna understand it different.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna sit here and be very aggressive with you if I'm trying to calm you down. So it's just big thing, knowing how to say certain things.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
important. I'm learning that now. Because I'm everybody knows I get straight to the point. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm gonna tell you what it is. And it kind of ruffled a lot of people's feathers. And granted, my train of thought of that is maybe sometimes people need to hear how it is, but you have to
Mhm.
learn how to say it in a way where it's like not gonna make them feel like they're less than or they're
Mhm.
like they're like they not worthy. Sometimes
Right,
you can walk
right.
in the room like, why the fuck your shoes is on like, but you could just say, okay, you please put your shoes to the side. They will listen to they will be more responsive to that then why the fuck you put your shoes over here? They said it's easy to attract bees with honey, right?
Mhm.
So it's the
Mhm.
way you say it, like you said before, it's the way you say it, and the way
It's
you
not what
approach
you
it too.
say, it's how you
It's how
say
you
it.
say it. Yeah,
Right.
it's the way you
Right.
say it. But and honestly speaking, some people though, Joyce, some people, man, you have to be straight to the point with niggas because if you coddle them, they never would
You
get it.
can't sugarcoat
Uh,
certain things. Yeah, you can't sugarcoat stuff, certain stuff. And listen,
oh
the
man,
insults,
you have a story, huh?
yeah, I do, but we're gonna keep it very cute here. The podcast needs to be very cute, professional, and I don't want to feel like I'm targeting a specific individual, but it's gonna be a topic for another day, for another time, and
I'm not involved with that.
another
That
place.
that's
You sure not?
I'm not nope.
Um,
That's when
you
whenever
you
I'm gonna
absolutely.
be the one that produce everything, but you're whenever you get Chico, whoever the fuck is gonna be a part of the episode, then y'all can talk about that shit. I want nothing to do with
Of
that.
course, I try to keep you out of any loop that has to do with my situation. So, but
Mm.
anyway, we gonna keep it cute. We gonna keep it cute.
Round of applause for keeping it
Very,
cute,
very
man.
cute.
Round of a fucking applause, man. Because I'm telling you, if you don't keep it cute, a lot of niggas.
I can't sleep. I
I'm
can't
telling you, it's the
sleep.
best way to just leave it the way it is. But
Man, we're
yeah,
gonna
but
keep it cute.
But abuse, man, like as most like that verbal abuse shit, man. Like I'll give you a perfect example. I told somebody like, yo, you fucking complain too much, right? And
Hmm.
I should have said, I should have said it differently, like, oh, I don't think it's that serious to complain. It's gonna work itself out. That should have
Right.
been the best approach of saying things. Instead of saying, oh, you complain too much, you said, no, don't worry about it. It's gonna work itself out. I think you're thinking too much into it. That would have been the best. I'm
Right.
learning. It's hard, yo. It's hard. It's so fucking
Hmm.
hard to 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 talk to people, and it goes from one ear and out the other when you're trying to
Hmm.
tell it to them in a way where they could be like,
And
ah,
sometimes
man.
it comes off like you have to, and nowadays everyone has become so sensitive, in my
Oh
opinion.
yeah, for sure,
I
for
feel
sure.
like I have to sit there and rehearse what I'm going to tell you because some people just going to take it wrong. So
Mhm.
that, like you want to be very careful what you say, and especially who you're saying certain things to, because you might say, "Yo, you thick." And in
Mhm.
my mind, if I don't know how how you communicate, how you verbalize a couple of comments, I might think like, yeah, motherfucker just called me fat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's back to what we saying. It's not what you say, it's how you say it,
and yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, and some people you don't know what some people's insecurities it is. Like for instance, like that whole
Mm-hmm.
thick comment. What if somebody is struggling with weight, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, you got mad
Mm-hmm.
skinny," and he's like, "What the fuck you're trying to say?" Like that would offend
Right,
somebody.
right.
People don't realize that
Right,
they
of
verbally
course.
abuse people on a regular basis
Mm-hmm.
because they think it comes
So
out in
the
their mind.
definition of verbal abuse is, insults, criticism, and shouting is considered that too. So it's just like I said, we said back in a couple of sessions ago, it's just the tone of voice. I'm not gonna be yelling at you, telling you, baby, you still yelling at me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Why
Tone,
you yelling?
lower your
Lower
tone.
your tone. Yeah.
And belittling are common signs of verbal abuse.
But see, this is what I don't understand too. Like, what does
Hmm.
somebody get from belittling somebody? Is that supposed to
I
make you
don't
feel
know.
better? Because honestly speaking,
Confirmation that you are in control of my future by talking in tongues, I guess. Back then, I'm gonna tell you a little story now because
hold
I'm
on.
gonna get back to
Oh
it.
shit.
So, you know, I dated a individual who actually told me, when you belittle someone, you telling them you are not good enough for this, this thing. Who
Yeah.
will want you with two kids are good examples of a person belittling you, telling you that you are not worth it. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know your worth, you're going to believe these things. And
Hmm.
that's where the abuse terms comes in, because if you believe that, then you're going to take it every single time that person throws it at you. I used to think that nobody was going to want me with two kids, or I wasn't good enough for the next person who wanted to my attention. So it came with not believing what that it came with believing what that person was telling me,
Hmm.
and it did a lot to me, and it hurted me because I I believed it.
How
you
did
know
how was you
I
able
was
to crawl out of it? Was it the person that you with now helped you crawl out of it, or it took you a while to before it got to that person to get you out of
No,
that?
it took a while. It took a while for me to actually do a factory reset, as I call it.
Hmm.
When I was hearing these things, I actually believed it. And no, I felt really bad. So what I did, I actually had to do this factory reset where I had to just erase whatever was told to me, and think of it as something positive. There will be plenty of people that's going to want me with two kids, because I know my worth. I learned my worth.
Hmm.
I learned that he did not define who I was as a person, because before he met me, I was a wonderful person.
Hmm.
And now I'm a bonus because I have these two kids. So I had to change my whole mindset as a person, and moving forward to confirm my worth. I got with this great individual that
Round
actually
of applause to
helped
the
me
individual,
realize
by the
that.
way. By
You
the
know what I'm saying? So it was that that it was just that. I believed it, and then I actually end up healing myself by actually giving myself the positivity that the person is incorrect. I'm a wonderful person. I learned my worth, and then moving forward, I'm doing better. And that's what matters the most.
That is the most important thing, to like just be able to crawl out of, because that could definitely, it makes us, and some people will overthink like with them words over and over, and it makes you repeat it. Once it
Mhm.
repeated in your head, on your mind, you'd be like, damn, am I really worth it? Because shit, like,
Right.
but it's
Learning
never
your
your
worth
fault though.
is
You have to learn your work
it
from the beginning, you know?
of course. And when you start believing these things that these people are telling you, it does affect your everyday movement.
Hmm.
And the biggest thing that I would have to tell people is that you don't let another person define who you are. You are the author of your book. You shouldn't have anybody writing and telling you that you're not worth it. And that's the biggest thing of nowadays, is that some of us don't know our worth. And we have to learn. We have to learn.
That starts with confidence. Like sometimes you need
Mhm.
affirmations as well. Like you have to walk out the crib and remind yourself that I'm
Right.
that nigga, or I'm that bitch. You feel me? Like nobody should ever be put no
Right.
nobody should
Right.
be able to be the beneficiary of who the fuck, how you gonna start your day, how you gonna live life. Like nobody should be. It starts with you. Beauty is in the eye of the eye of the beholder. Nobody should be able to stop your shine,
Absolutely.
and nobody should be able to determine whether you're gonna be great or not. And if they do say that you're not great, you can tell them niggas to suck up. Nah, I'm not gonna put, because them up don't understand how hard it is to be you on the relevant basis. So tell them that
Absolutely.
rant.
Absolutely.
That was a rant.
Absolutely.
That was a rant.
Absolutely.
But continue. Let's continue on, because they, and the funny thing with all when we're talking about abuse, right? Funny thing about
Mhm.
abuse, right? And the different
Mhm.
parts of abuse is how they somehow, some way, are all connected.
Correct.
Every single one is connected. So, and it don't have to be in order. It could. It
Mhm.
don't have to be in order. It's
It doesn't.
some ways it just waterfalls its way in. It's just a downward
Mhm.
spiral. You probably might start off with financial abuse, then it'll lead to physical abuse because you're upset that and frustrated that you're financially fucked up, which leads to
Right.
everything else. So it could go so many ways. So again, you have to speak to
Mhm.
somebody to let these burdens off your shoulder. You know, you can't carry the
Absolutely.
weight of the world on your fucking shoulder.
Right.
You know,
And th- we want to hit up with a little information, quote about what abuse is. Abuse is about power and control. It often starts slowly with small manipulation that escalates over time, just like you said. And often the person being abused might feel trapped, unsure of how to escape, or even recognize that what's their experience is abuse. So, just like you said,
hmm
we don't some people don't know that they're being abused because some look at it as tough love and so forth.
but see,
So the
and
next
and
form of
then they don't even
abuse.
know. Like, and it goes back to self love. Like, once you know what your
Mhm.
self worth and you love yourself, you won't not none of that shit gonna phase you. You feel me? So
Right, right,
for a lot of
right.
people, they be like, "Damn, man, like the fuck." Why do and then people? A lot of
Mhm.
people rely on other people for their enjoyment. That's like when people go to the club every weekend. It's because they don't want to feel like they lonely. Niggas don't love themselves. Niggas
Right.
gonna go out
They
there to do the
celebrate
same things every week.
they celebrating something. I want to know what they're celebrating.
And you know what I call that, Joyce? Personal abuse.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's another form
That
of
should be
abuse.
added on.
Personal abuse
That should be added on.
because the only reason I say that is because if you're not taking the time to yourself to actually evolve, you're constantly doing things to diminish yourself. You know, knowing
Right,
is not the
right,
best
right.
things for you, but you're constantly doing it to yourself, and then you just like you can't blame nobody else. Like I said earlier, you can't blame nobody else but yourself because that's
Right,
personal.
right.
You're doing it to you, and nobody else is
Mhm.
doing it to you. And then this is when niggas start, oh, that's why I don't fuck with nobody. This is why I be to myself. Yeah, you be to yourself because you want to do it to yourself.
Right, right.
Or you going to these places to look for things that you can't see in you.
Mhm.
Nigga, go get grounded. Go to Central Park. Take your Crocs off and
He
put your
said
feet in the
Central
grass.
Park.
And I'm being so serious. Go get grounded, nigga. Find some, touch earth and start to feel on
Mm.
yourself. Get a vibration for yourself so you don't have to deal with personal abuse. Wow.
Right, right, right.
Wow.
You hit it on the dot. Yes, you did. You hit it on the dot.
These were for
I think
Damn, yo. What the fuck, nigga?
all the niggas that personally abuse themselves. Right, all right.
it's
Continue.
a lot of them out there. A
They do.
lot of them out there. A lot of them out
A lot
there.
of false prophets out there too. But that's a
Mhm.
story for another day. Continue, Joyce. Let's move forward.
Yes, we have two other forms of abuse that we did not touch topic on. So we got the financial abuse. We did verbal abuse, emotional.
Mhm.
The last two are physical abuse and sexually abuse.
Mhm.
So those two are most common.
And the most controversial as
Sexually,
well. Yeah.
exactly. So we left the two for last. Sexual abuse is, it's we will just say it. It's non-consensual.
Mhm.
It's an act or manipulation around intercourse or intimacy,
Mhm.
and it's considered abuse. Perfect example: rape is the key word that I'm going to use. If the answer is no,
No
you
means
are
no.
sexually abusing.
No means
No
no. It's
means
when
no.
you being touched, it's like, yeah, you sexually abusing that person. But for the people that, because it goes both ways too. Like, and we're not. It doesn't
Hmm.
only go for the men. They always say men are the ones that always do the abusing, right? But there's women that do
Right.
this shit too. There's no way I'm going to work and you're going to slap me on my buns. But I'm as the
Right.
president of the Me Three movement. I don't like that shit. That's not cool.
And we have to understand that rape doesn't have a sex. You know what I'm saying? As in terms of it's a male or female, because believe it or not, we there are cases where there are men who actually get raped, but they are afraid to report it. So that's why we don't have the accurate numbers in regards to the number of men that do get raped on a daily basis.
Mhm.
It's more viewed as a female kind of issue, which is not. So I just wanted to mention that it's not female thing. It's both. It has no sex.
That's a
It's
fact.
both male, and female. Okay.
And also, I like to
Uh,
say too that it goes back to the connections, like how you see how we said everything connects in a way. Like so, sexual abuse could connect with emotional abuse.
mhm.
Everything abuse connects with each other in so many ways. So it's just like, please,
Sure
if
do.
something happened, say something, speak to somebody. Like, and I'm gonna keep reiterating this after we talk about every form of abuse because this shit is important. We like to keep
Right.
things inside and pause. We like to keep things inside. Hold on, that was Ayo. But we like to keep things inside and not let it out, and then it's only gonna just eat you up the more you keep holding it in. Pause again. But for real, like,
Right.
and for everybody that has been sexually abused, there, do you have the hotline? So we could actually give that information out.
Uh,
Let's see.
I sure do. I will send out the link. I will mention the link once I get to my closing of the show. And also will tie it into the to the comments below. Most likely I'm just going to also verbally say it that if you're listening right now, guys, it's the National Domestic Violence Hotline. They also have where you can call. It's either confidential and or you want to get heard. It's 1-800-799-SAFE, or you could just go online to www.thehotline.org. They will give you further information. It's most likely like for anyone who is experiencing the type of abuse, or simply if you're in the area of New York 311, and you can get all of these informations in regards to the abuse.
Yes, well, definitely well needed information, and please take all the information that we giving you guys so you could be the best person, the best version of yourself. Be a better you tomorrow. I mean, be a better you today so you can live for tomorrow. You know, but
Right.
as far as abuse, physical abuse,
Yeah, physical abuse. Ah, physical.
this is gonna be touchy. Um,
Hmm.
again, like just because somebody beats on you, that doesn't show how much they love you.
Hmm.
That's not love. I don't like the word toxic. I hate that word
Hmm.
actually. People people are okay with being toxic nowadays because they think that's the best thing that that's the best thing to feel like there's a connection. Trauma bonding also leads to physical abuse. Y'all don't know a
Right.
goddamn thing about each other, but y'all trauma bonding because of the things that happened with y'all in y'all past or whatever. So yeah,
The common
correlate
ground.
that. I can't even say the word correctly. Yeah, correlate that. Damn, I'm dyslexic, my nigga. This shit's fucked up. But y'all try to put that together like it's okay. Like we've
Right.
been through a lot in our lives, so it's okay to if we fight. No, that's not cool. Like we need to be able to show more love and rewire our thoughts so it won't seem like that's the norm. Especially in this day and age where like all we see is violence. All up and down our feed.
Right.
All up and down our feet.
Hmm.
I like to also say, I know it's Sunday. People need to rewire and change the things that they watch. Baddies is not
Hmm.
helping. Okay? Baddies is not
Oh,
helping your mind state of how to get better for tomorrow. Like I said earlier, be a
right.
better you today so you can live for tomorrow. Baddies is not helping. These young ladies, every single, like Joyce said, self love, right? These bitches don't love themselves, man. They just want to fight each other to get on the big screen for $2,000, right?
Hmm.
You're worth
He
more than
said two
that, Queen.
thousand dollars.
It probably is 2,000. I don't know what the
Right.
Zeus contracts is, but you should be able. You should be able to understand like you're somebody, and making a fool of
Right.
yourself on the screen is devaluing yourself. So then you become a nobody. Unfortunately, to me, just wanted to say that. Continue, Joyce. Physical abuse.
Physical abuse. You brought up some good points there. Physical abuse. So I'm just gonna define what that is. It's self-evident of what the word is. Includes hitting, slapping, or any form of physical harm. Uh, I had a story, but I think that that story will wait for another time, because we. I had a okay. We're gonna do story time because there was an individual who I used to associate myself with who mentioned to me that this physical abuse, well, she didn't identify as a physical abuse. She identified the situation of her man hitting her as a love language.
What
And
stuff?
exactly,
The
she
fuck?
said that was their
Slap me,
love
daddy.
language.
Oh no.
Other people would joke about it and look at it like, okay, the measurements of how that physical thing happened. It looked like, okay, he cares for me because he was putting me in my place, or that's the only way that she was going to feel loved, because he was showing that physical, I just didn't understand it. I personally wouldn't consider that as a love language, but I gave her information like, hey, this is not right. And I think that you should get help on this, because I don't know where in the world you think that is considered a love language when somebody smacks you in your face and tells you you're the reason why you got slapped in their face, or it was a confirmation of him loving you because he needed to put you on check. That is not love language.
It's not.
That was it's not. That is a form of abuse, because afterwards it it led to her being emotionally depressed, because it got to the point that she did not know her worth, and she questioned a lot of these things about her. What am I doing wrong? These are things that come about in person's thoughts, like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I getting hit all the time? Or does he love me? You ask these questions when it comes to certain things.
Mhm.
And I felt for her. I gave her the resources that I believe that was needed to give in order for her to actually get the help. In certain terms, you can lead the horse to the pond, but you can't make the horse drink the water. And
Dehydrated
that's
asses. That's right.
yeah,
Dehydration.
I don't, I can't really speak on that, but I hope if she's ever listening, I hope you got the help you needed. I haven't heard from her in quite some time. I don't see her on social media. I don't know how the control thing happened, or if it escalated, but I just pray that she found herself, or
Mhm.
is in good standing, somewhere safe,
Yeah.
as I say. But that was something that made me look at certain things. That's not a love language. Physically hitting someone is not a love language.
Yeah, and I'm not proud of what I've done in my past prior to my relationship now. With this one individual, and I don't like to talk about it, but it's out there. It's on public record. Like, me and her used to definitely get into it, and we thinking it's normal, but then you come to realize, like, well, for me, I'm like, I had both my parents in my life, and they ain't show me this. So sometimes people, and I'm not proud of this shit at all. You feel me?
Hmm.
Some people will drive you to that point where you start to lose yourself. And then that's when you have to realize that you got to leave and take time to yourself, as much time as you need. So you like the factory reset, so you could be able to find the next person that you could be able to love. But you have to love yourself first before you could be able to share
Self
that.
reflection.
Self reflection,
Self reflection.
you know?
Yeah, I think that that's very important. And shout out to you, Monkey, for actually knowing and
Monk,
identifying
nigga.
the things in terms, big ups to you, for actually, learning from your mistakes, as they say, and
Mhm.
being a man about it and manning up to it. And hopefully, you teach others that it's not okay, because it is a thing where, some people don't, they don't recall ever doing the abusing.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to actually identify that you used to do it and you know that it's wrong, you showing, you know, that you're held responsible for your actions and you are no longer going to make that mistake. So shout outs to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And then I just like to say it wasn't only on my end, it was me and her constantly going. And the worst part is that
Hmm.
they think we think that after physical abuse, we feel like we're entitled to still be with that person because of the shit that we went through. And then we go back to having sex. And then y'all gonna physically abuse each other again because of the insecurities. That shit is not cool. It's a revolving cycle. Leave it while you can because it only gets worse. It doesn't matter how
Right.
comfortable you could be with a person. Be comfortable with yourself before you could be like, oh, be comfortable with yourself. That's just I wanted to end it right there on that.
Right. No, it all ties down to all of these kind of abuse. It all ties down to always having that emotional and psychological, issue, because you question a lot of things that you never would have questioned in your life. So this topic is very, 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 very crucial.
Mm,
We might make a little bit jokes here and there, but the whole purpose of us, giving this message out is because it's either we went through it or we know people who went through it. And
mm,
uh sad but true, and we need to be informed of how to help those individuals, and even identifying the form of abuse can help us in our future relationships of those
mm-hmm.
who are not in a relationship, and even those who are in current relationships. You'll learn that this is not right.
Yeah,
Not everything that you see on TV is considered a love language, because my cup of tea may not be your cup of tea. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And that's why it's always good to know these things before actually assuming that it is a form of love language. You hitting on the next person is not a love language. You telling a person that they're fat or too skinny is not a love language. You telling a person, give me money because or else I will find somebody else, it's not a form of love language. You telling a person, if you don't give me sex,
Mm.
I'm gonna find it somewhere else, is a type of, also consider a
That's
sexual
that's verbal abuse
abuse.
and sexual abuse.
Yes, because if I'm not getting nowhere else, whatever. And it all ties into one. You're still, it is a form of power and control. These are people, you have to always think about it. When you think of abuse, you think about power and control. If a person has power and control over any decision that you make,
Hmm.
they are abusing you.
That's right. Round of applause,
Okay.
Joyce. Round of applause.
Hmm.
You feel me? So I know we about to wrap this up, but I have a few questions for you, which is would you rather this or would you rather that? Right? These questions are
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm.
outlandish, so you choose wisely ish. Would you rather
Right.
projectile vomit or diarrhea?
What?
Yo, I just caught you out of nowhere.
Damn,
What?
yo. What the fuck, nigga?
Yes, exactly. My whole like, why you caught me off guard? Uh, we caught me very off guard there.
Very off guard. Well,
Uh,
very off guard. My fault.
yeah, yeah. So, anything you want to add, Monkey?
Monk.
Value a dollar.
It's $2 now, man. $2 now. I'm $2 richer. You know, I'm trying to tell people, man, the way that the world has been, I'm stupid. See, shit, personal abuse. Cause why my dumb ass decided to tell people, hey man, my name is Monkey. I ain't know no fucking better. I ain't know nobody. I was always very confident, loved myself, or whatever the case may be. But I think that's the most dumbest
Self
shit I
love,
ever
self
did
love.
in my life. To let people call me Monkey. That shit is not cool, man. Nigga, call me Monk, nigga. Or call me Taylor, man. Taylor. I prefer my name now. I have a beautiful, like, maybe every
Okay.
time I tell people my name is Taylor, they be like, a Honduran nigga named Taylor? They don't believe me. Nigga, my name is Taylor A. Velasquez. That is my real motherfucking name, nigga. The fuck?
Shout outs to you. Shout outs to you.
Damn, my lips was ashy. Why you ain't tell me this whole time, Joyce? Jesus.
Listen, you saw me get my lip gloss. I
You
thought
right.
it was a key thing that you were supposed to go get some
I thought
Blissett,
so too,
but
man. I
right.
failed the mission. I didn't, you know, met the criteria to be select.
Well, next time, there is a next time. So, guys, we're gonna close this down with just giving you kind of hints and a little end of the word um phrases, and this is more likely to give information. These are just like a little resource thing about relationship abuse. Um, it is very important to seek help when you feel that you are entering abuse. Like we stated earlier, a lot of people don't know that they are in a abusive relationship, but this will also help you identify if you are in an abusive relationship. Here are some steps that you can take. You talk to someone you trust, whether it's a friend, family member, or a therapist. Talking about this will help you get through all of that you need to get out. And then second is reaching out to professionals. There are numerous resources available for anyone who is experiencing abuse. There's hotlines. There's also shelters and therapists who specialize in trauma that can offer the support that you need. Third is create a safety plan. If you're considering leaving a abusive relationship, a safety plan can also ensure that you are prepared. This include having a list of emergency contact, a packed bag, and knowing where you're gonna go when you are ready to leave quickly. I think this is a great thing to have just in case, because we never know tomorrow.
Mhm.
I might be somewhere happy and I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I have this plan and I'm gonna go. I think everyone should have that, even if I am in the happiest place. Number four is know that you are not alone. There are countless survivors out there who have gone through the same struggles. Um, Connecting with others in support groups are also good, and it it just helps you feel the support that is needed. I just want to include that you are not alone. There are many people out there that are going through there. And back to the numbers that I mentioned earlier in our segment, if you're listening and you need help right now, there is a national domestic violence hotline that you can reach, 1-800-799 SAFE. That is 1-800-799 SAFE. And the whole number is 1-800-799-7233. Or you can visit their website at www.thehotline.org. This website and telephone number will give you the support and the information that is needed for all victims and all people who are seeking help. Okay. So once again, that number is 1-800-799 SAFE, and 1-800 799-7233 for the full number. Okay. And that is about it. Just want you guys to know, get that information out.
1-800-799-SAFE. Definitely make sure you reach out if you feel like you're like you need to speak to somebody about the things that happen. Don't ever be afraid. Let it out. Let people know about your story so you can help somebody today and tomorrow, and moving forward. Don't ever let your story be unheard, because that story may be the story that could save somebody's life. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
All right. Okay. So we're closing. And guys, thank you for tuning in today's episode. If you found this helpful, please consider sharing it with anyone that you think might need the information. Okay. So I'm your host, Joyce C. And
Bung V. Top 5 Dead or Alive. Y'all know what time it is, man. We out here, nigga. Yeah.
yeah, and we be back next time with another interesting topic and conversation. So stay safe and take care of yourself, guys.
That's
Bye.
right. More help, more wealth, more cash, more ass. May you live forever and we never die. Peace.
Bye.
Uh